KQBHLP, Los Angeles, California, 101.5 FM, a community service of the Boyle Heights Arts Conservatory, broadcasting live on your FM dial and streaming on kqbhla.com. Happy Tuesday! If you are listening, because I know you are listening, you're getting your Tuesday week started off here at Next Stop Radio, where we are live bi-weekly every other Tuesday, okay? I know you tuned into last week's episode with Moonflower Vibes. If you did not, let me just tell you, if you've ever crashed out, if you have ever thought of like, what am I doing with my life? And you're having an existential crisis, that's the episode that you need to listen to. And ironically enough, it was the first episode ever for Next Stop Radio. So, tune in. So excited. It's been a couple of weeks since we did an episode. And even though we are called Next Stop Radio, I just want to let you know, the next stop can also be resting. The next stop can also be checking in with your mental health. The next stop can also mean falling in love. And we're going to talk all about love, friendships, being an independent artist, and much, much more, because here at Next Stop Radio, we have another special guest coming up, okay? But I do want to remind you guys, if you miss out on the live episodes, you can always hear those episodes every Friday. So every Friday they'll be dropping on either Spotify, YouTube, or Apple Podcasts, and that's another way that you could tune in. But definitely check out the socials. We're going crazy on TikTok. We're going crazy on Instagram and all the things. But tonight's episode, it's super special. It is one very, very dear to me because I've been seeing a lot of things on TikTok and Instagram talking about Mexa, maximalismo, and being super true to your culture and your roots. But I found an artist who is that. And they're going to be debuting an EP right here on Next Stop Radio. But before we go to that, I do want to play some music from this specific artist. Not any of the new music because, like I said, we're going to be debuting their EP here. But this is an oldie that we played last time as well. So this is YETZIRAH with Desde Abajo. Pardon my Spanglish, y'all, okay? I'm going to be practicing, but this is Desde Abajo by YETZIRAH. So let's go. Y'all, you're tuned in right now, Next Stop Radio. It's your host, Carmen, and we are live. We have a special guest coming up pretty soon. That was Desde Abajo by YETZIRAH. It's no surprise, I love talking to fellow Latina baddies, okay? I have to give her a special introduction because, y'all, she wrote this introduction for herself and it is tea. And I did not want to change it. I did not want to add anything extra. Okay, so let me do this for YETZIRAH, okay? YETZIRAH is an independent Tapatía artist, carving and designing a bold and innovative path in music with the creation of her own genre, corridosALT. Short for alternative corridos. Stand up right now if you love corridos, okay? Raise your hand if you're in your house. You already know. Deeply rooted in the rich storytelling, composition, and instrumentation of traditional corridos, YETZIRAH reimagines the format through a lens that is bright, feminine, cultural, and deeply personal. I definitely can attest to this, and I want to give a warm welcome to YETZIRAH.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me tonight. Thank you for Next Stop Radio and, the community of Boyle Heights. So thank you so much for having me. I really hope that you get to listen to the EP a little.
I listened to the whole thing. We're definitely going to get into it. And YETZIRAH, do not be afraid because I know your Spanish is a little bit better than mine, okay? But I do want to practice.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Let me know. If you want to do it in Spanish, we'll do it in Spanish.
Yes, we're going to, remix a little. But YETZIRAH, so you're from Guadalajara originally.
Yes.
So you're here in LA. You got to let the people know a little bit about your story of how you went from Guadalajara roots, and then coming to LA, which is a land of so many opportunities, so many different cultures, but a lot of Latinos. So
Yeah.
it's like a second home.
Exactly. Yeah, so I came when I was around like 15 and 16. So most definitely in the temper attitude era of my life, being a teenager. Um, Most definitely it was very different for me because I've always expected like the United States to be like in the movies, right? Like you watch Disney Channel and then you see like Mean Girls and you think it's cool it's like that and like everything just kind of like how it's televised,
Yeah.
But then most definitely like having to adapt to the culture was completely different of what I like probably thought, especially like as a younger girly. Um, but we're here, like it was most definitely like a crazy process, especially like with music on its own, because I came here and then I had to immerse myself into this like LA culture and start listening to a lot of different like genres and never like really fully like dip my foot in. So that's where like the love of R&B and like SZA and like all of these other artists kind of like started.
And I see that in your sound, and I also see that in like just your swag. You know what I mean? Like I think it's a little bit of here, a little bit of there. But like you said, you are in LA, and you've been here for how many years?
I think it's gonna be on and off. I would say like 10 years now. Yeah.
Wow. It's crazy. My last guest, congratulations, by the way. The last guest has also had a journey of 10 years. You know what they say? 10 years is that year where something sparks.
Something happens.
I'm serious.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm serious. YETZIRAH, so I have to ask you, we're going to be debuting your new EP. It is called PaRa y Por AmOR, which in English, for those of you listening, is PaRa y Por AmOR is for love and because of love. So this is an ode to love.
Yeah, it truly is. It's like when I'm not like a very romantic writer. Like if you know me as a person, I'm like, I love to love. I'm very Mexican is that way, like.
And you're a Libra, so it makes sense.
To be love Mexican. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
You're ruled by Venus.
Exactly. So, I like, my personality is very like that, but I love nostalgic music. And like, I love writing nostalgic music and just other genres and like other type of topics. And for the first time, I am finally, thank God, in a very healthy relationship.
That's something to celebrate.
Yes.
Everyone listening at home, you better grab it up. This is so important if you are in a healthy relationship. Yes.
Give it up.
Give it up.
So the idea kind of started as, I want this to be a present. I feel like that's like the way of me to tell you like I love you. Like if I make you a song that like
that's
I
like,
love you.
Yeah.
It's
serious.
Yeah, like it's serious. Like I sat down, composed the music, did the thing. So I was like, let me like do this. And this was just gonna be a personal project. Like I was just gonna give it to my partner and then that was it, and like we're gonna move on. But I'm a Libra. Right. So then once I started making the songs, I was like, okay, I want the video to be like this, and I want this concept. And there's a whole also like little comic attached to this EP that like it has not been released yet.
I was about to ask you too, like if you are listening and you're just tuning in to Next Stop Radio, go on whatever streaming device you like to listen to. But this EP artwork, like the artwork really like caught me because it kind of reminded me of my childhood a little bit. Like it wasn't perfect, but I loved the imperfection of it, So and love can be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
You gotta talk to us about the artwork and also the way that you spell the song titles, because I know if you're listening at home you can't see it, but she has like some words in capitalized, some words like not capitalized.
Yeah.
And I love learning about that.
Yeah, of course. So the idea of the visual art came because I made a piece with this EP. So this EP has like an art piece, and in the art piece it has a lot of flowers and it has a lot of like just kind of wings that I drew.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of sent it to Majo. Majo, if you're listening to me, I love you. That's my Colombian queen. She is one of designers in house. She's been with me since Desde Abajo. She made also the art cover of Desde Abajo.
Wow.
She made the art cover of 1122. So yeah, and she lives in Colombia, and I met her through the internet.
These are some of the songs that are on the playlist. Yeah. Stay listening because we're gonna be playing those songs.
Yes, and I told her, I was like, hey, I want this kind of flowers and things that I made in the piece be part of the art cover, and I kind of want a messy. I love his spelling when I'm talking through text or just talking whatever in captions, just kind of like with capitals and like lowercase, because I feel like when I'm Mexican, you know, so there's accents of certain things, or sometimes I feel like if I just type it without like caps, you don't get what I'm trying to say.
Right. There's an emphasis a little.
Yeah. It's like if I put Y or I put Y.
Right.
And then I put like a Y in the caps. Now you know that, you know, and if you know me, you can imagine my voice being like, saying that to you.
I love that.
That's where it came
It's a world.
From. Yeah, it's a little world. And also back in the day in Mexico, I don't know if this also happening here, but back in the day, 2012, 2011, 10, it was very normal that you would type like that. Like amongst the teenagers, you would
como like
moxitos. Los moxitos.
Okay.
Like we would, if you guys are watching this and listening to this and you're like, oh my God, I know about this. You know we're connecting. So Los Moxitos, technically it was like a group of people just like the emos or the punks or like, you know, and they all like kind of typed like that, and they just kind of put like big M and like a smaller A and like, you know, to make it cute, to make it look like nice. So it was like, oh, it's almost the same as like when you were so enamored when you were like in middle school and you would think that
like drawing your notebook,
so I was like, what about if we take that in a sense and we mix it with, you know, the piece that I already made, and we just kind of like make a cute little like cambalache ahí, like chile mole pozole. So like a little mix. And
we're gonna quote that. Chile mole
pozole. And it came out and it was like absolutely fabulous, and I was like, yeah, this is perfect. Most definitely it gave me a little bit of trouble with like distributors and stuff, because that's not the normal way to spell like songs, you know. So it may delay the release a little, and it was like a little problematic, but I was like, no, it has to come out like lower caps, big caps, everything like exactly how it is.
It came out at the right time, girl, because look, like we were able to coordinate this interview.
Yes, I'm just like so wowed about that. I just think it's the universe. I honestly believe that I had to wait for it for so long. And as you guys may know, if you know me, the visuals are out in my YouTube channel, okay? They're super cutesy, actually. If you know where they are, like what the views are, you can put it in the comment section and be like, oh, I've been there. Because they were all recorded in Los Angeles.
Oh, wow. And we will be putting that information in the comments of the video as well. I do want to have you give us basically a one-liner sentence for PaRa y Por AmOR before I play the first song from your EP, which is Mar Ludio. So give it to us. What's the one-liner that you want people to know before I play this song, girl? Because it's the debut.
Oh my God. Only like one sentence or one word that could describe the whole EP.
Yes. Or what comes to heart?
I would say like the spectrum of love. You know, like the good and the bad of love, because love is the good and the bad, you know? So the spectrum of love.
Yes. And we love that. We love that. We love that. Y'all, this is a debut here at Next Stop Radio. PaRa y Por AmOR. We're going to be playing the songs from her debut EP with the first one, Mar Ludio. Are you ready? Because we are. If you're tuning in to Next Stop Radio, it's your girl Carmen. We are live here at KQBH LA in the home of Boyle Heights, and we are with YETZIRAH. You're tuning into the best part because we're going to be debuting and playing all the songs from her PaRa y Por AmOR EP, okay? we just finished talking that, it took a little while to get to this moment, but I think it was the perfect moment because we are playing it here live at Next Stop Radio. And the first song we played was Mad Ludio. I felt a little salsa action. You're throwing some genres around. Tell me the inspo of this song.
Yes. Okay. So, the inspo of this song, I came back from Puerto Rico. For the people that don't know, I have a lot of like love and history with Puerto Rico. When I was 16, I was in a TV show in Miami.
No way. Do we know this TV
I'm not
show?
gonna sponsor them. Anyways.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go back in the archives. I'm gonna go way back on
You
your
should.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Maybe I've seen you. I don't know.
Maybe you
Yeah,
have
okay.
longer hair.
Okay.
And I met a lot of wonderful people from the island. And ever since 2016, I've been coming back to the island and just like growing my friends and growing my family. And this EP actually, shout out, was co-produced with Dorado, which is one of my friends. He's a Mexican producer and artist. And it was engineered by my brother. I love you so. He's my right or dad. Like, I love him so much, and I'm like so appreciative of him too. So I came back from that trip from PR, and I was just like, oh, I'm feeling like the costeñita vibes, like I'm feeling like the little, and I love salsa. I feel like when you listen to salsa, it's almost impossible to be unhappy.
Right.
Like, there's something about it. Like, even you don't understand the language, you can still feel it like in your body. So I was like, okay, how can I take like a specific topic that I wanted to talk about and just make it a little bit like less serious? So
Yeah.
it kind of like, it started the song a little bit like serious and with like a bolero, And I was like, but I want to make it weird. I was like, I want to make it weird because the message is weird.
And we're
So
going to talk about the weird part too.
Yeah.
This girl is bending genres. Okay, we're going to talk about that.
I just love it. I love exploring with genres. I love looking at two genres and be like, okay, I know I can mix this. Like, I know I can transition this into this, and I will figure it out a way. So we sat down. I wrote it like sangre, called Dorado. I'm like, okay, so this is the idea. We're going to do a bolero and a salsa. He's like, no. Oh, you always come with me with weird ass projects. I'm like,
But you're like, you're the perfect person to do
Yeah.
this.
And I was like, we got it. Don't be scared. I'm gonna be with you in this ride. And then he was like, okay. You know what? He was like, I love it. I'm not gonna say no because you almost like pulled me out of my comfort zone. So we were there. Dale, duro, dale. We did had to, be with musicians and go research and like do our job and do our work. Listen to it third level and try to like figure out how to make the salsa and how to like transition it until we finally like hit it. And we're like on face and we're like, yes, do this. Yeah. So we can just bounce it back to me, record it at home, bounce it back to him, and just kind of like making it. But the lyric of the song came because I was in a party, and I feel like once you're enamored, maybe this has happened to you, I don't know, or maybe to the people that are listening to us at home. You are so enamored and you want to protect your relationship so much, but then you go outside and you see other cheating people.
Oh, I've
People
seen.
that are like, exactly, not like super boundaries. And then you're like, no, I'm not gonna intertwine those activities.
Yeah.
And they kind of like push you into being like, oh, you're a simp. Oh, you're
Like judgmental.
And and then they like ask you. And it's also so interesting because it always comes from the older married man.
Ooh.
So it's always like, oh, but you only been in a relationship for 3 months.
Right.
You're not married.
Right.
You can't do this. And I'm like, no, that's you. That's your boundaries. So I was so pissed off about that. So that's why I wrote the interlude. And I wanted something that'd be like cutthroaty and weird, but at the same time, like cutesy and like fun. So that's why it's like, oh, sometimes it's 20 and 80, and that's still 100. Like sometimes you can only put 20 in your partner, can only put 80, but that's still 100. And there's other times that you can do 50 and 50. There's other times. So it's the normalities of it. And I feel like I just wanted to make it very like weird. I never make weird music, and I feel like I wanted to be like, oh, what if I just make like a weird song and then people are like, oh, I hate this.
I
And
like
and I
it.
like that.
I liked it as the intro
Because
song. Yeah.
I feel like it gives me the open door to not like being just one genre and just one thing. You have to do one thing. And I'm like, ugly sounds are also important sounds.
Let's
You
talk
know?
about the genres because I know we talked a little bit about it when we introduced you, but to those of you listening, we have YETZIRAH here debuting her new EP, PaRa Por AmOR. It is available on all streaming platforms, correct? All streaming platforms. All of the visuals are on her Instagram, okay? As well as, basically you're documenting your whole creative process. But I also want to ask you before we touch on that about the genre bending and the different genres that you are putting together. So one of them is the boleros alt, corridos alt, and also like an alt is short for alternativo or alternative. But kind of walk me through that process of why you wanted to do that type of blended style.
Thank you. I feel like it all started when I made Desde Abajo. I feel like that song just kind of like marked like who I was as an artist, and I feel like every artist just kind of goes through their own creative process. And for me, it was very important to find like who I am and what I sound like for me. And I started, as you guys can see, my process like with making R&B, urbano, and then I jumped into a little bit more like urbano reggaeton, and then I have this corrido trap, and then I have this funk sierreño. So you can see the process of like where my mind was as a composer and as a producer and like as an artist. And in that timeline, corridos started being like very popular. Natanael, I already liked them, and like I love Junior H. Like that's my dad. And like I always say, like those are my parents. Like
We're gonna tag him.
Yeah, I'm not just like a song.
Right.
Junior H.
And listen to Next Stop Radio one day.
Manifesting right now, real quick. But I was like, wait, why don't I, as a woman, make a trap corrido? Like, why would I not make one? And I was very young too, so I was just like, oh, let me just make this. And actually, this song had another track, and this song was gonna be No Shade, produced by somebody, a male producer in Guadalajara, which was Oxa DJ. No names needed. And at the end of the day, this person was like, no, this is kind of my song. And I'm like, oh, but I composed that.
So they stole your song, it sounds like, or something.
And I was just like, let me, you can keep your track. Cute. I'm going to move my song. Addis, she is looking at me. She has been my producer #1. She is a female. Addis, Puerto Riqueña. Go follow her, you guys. She is amazing. And she is like so smart. I love her. And I sent it to her and I was like, okay, this is a trap corrido. This is what I want. This is what it is. I have the guitars like, and we like ensemble it back again. And then we just like released it. And I really like the feeling of like being able to being capable of making something my own and like being like, these are my rules. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, it does the door. And especially like also with my family, everybody was like, no, there's a male like genre and so like tosco.
But you make it so like feminine too. Like you lose your feminine touch. I feel like,
and I think that was like the barrier to break because they couldn't fathom how that would sound like, right? Because nobody had ever done it. So I was like, let me just make one and then da. So then there was that, and then after that I was like, wait. I was like corridos and Mexican music and like el regional and sierreño and all of the genres have such a beautiful instrumentation and you can do so much with that. I was like, why would I not like play and like explore that? Because I feel like as a person who grew up in Guadalajara and then I also grew up in here, no puedo poner como que un género nomás. Like I can't do one genre.
Right.
I'm from here and from over there.
And that's so important, especially I think because you're Latina and you're also Mexican, like we have that diaspora of like, whether you were born in Mexico or not born in Mexico, whether you are from here, people will always tell you you're not like Latino enough, Mexican enough, like But I love the fact that you're living this unapologetic, genre-bending life.
Yes, because I was like, okay, how now I go back home and then for my friends, certain things that I do are muy gringas.
Yeah.
Acá ya te gringaste.
Mhm.
Y luego regreso aquí y la gente que vive aquí are like, oh, you're hella Mexican.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, like nadie está a gusto, entonces
Yeah.
let me just be uncomfortable with y'all. So let's just make
Yes.
it, put it on the table how it is. And I feel like that's the coolest part about it because then I don't have to explain you why I'm making any genre.
Yeah.
You can't put me on, oh, she only makes corridos. No, I'm pioneering corridos alternativos because the alternative part englows me wanting to make a corrido with EDM or a corrido with other stuff, you know.
Mhm.
And same with boleros, which is what we did with like PaRa, AmOR, which was like, I love the bolero sound. It kind of reminds me of my parents and my that beautiful love. And
We're
like
gonna play
older
that song
love.
next, girl. We're gonna play it because I do want to highlight the fact that YETZIRAH has vocals. Okay, YETZIRAH has vocals. And we are gonna play this next song. It's called Pétalos. I do want you to explain a little bit of it before I play it. But what is a pétalo for people that don't?
Oh,
so they know a little bit.
A pétalo is like a petal. So you like
Petal.
Yeah, a petal. Yeah, from a rose, from a flower, and I feel like when I did my immersive experience to release like my EP, I wrote poems for the people that came to the experience, and I in one of my poems I explained that sometimes you look at a flower and you see that it has like a petal that is a little bad or like a little dry, and then you take it off. And then you see another one and you take it off. And then you take it off and take it off until you don't have no flowers in there.
Right, you just have the stick.
And you just have the stick. Because I get so cringed out by like writing and composing like romantic music.
Yes.
But I'm very proud of her. And honestly, to me, it was very cringe because I'm not used to.
Mm-hmm.
And when I let it go, when I released it, I was like, oh no, I think they were not gonna like it. And I'm just so surprised because she really like slapped me in the face and she was like,
oh no,
everybody loves me.
That's the first
Girl.
one that I mean, I had to I always listen to projects and EPs at least 3 times because to be honest, the first listen I'm usually not like 100% always there. You're kind of just like testing the waters. But on the third listen, I was like, yeah, Pétalos is the one that did it for me, and I hope that it does it for y'all because we're gonna play it right now. Okay, y'all, that was Pétalos from the new EP, Por AmOR, PaRa y Por AmOR, okay? By YETZIRAH. Yes! YETZIRAH, so we're playing music from your new EP. We just played Mar Studio. We just played Pétalos. There is another song as well, but before we get to that, I basically wanted to touch on your creativity as an artist, as an independent artist, because you are an independent Latina artist, and you are creating and crafting your own world. Like, I call it like the YETZIRAH universe. From just me looking at it, but like, how are you doing this? Because you are coming up with the creative, you're coming up with the videos. I think there was one video that I really, really liked.
Tell me, which one?
I want to say somebody was driving and you were in a car.
Was it 1122? Probably.
Yes, that was so cool. And also the concept of like the piñatas and everything. Like, you have to tell me like basically, how do you construct this universe, and what tips would you have for other independent artists that maybe are starting off? Because you're a bit more seasoned, you've done this, but that doesn't mean like there's no room for growth. Obviously, you know, there's always things happening, but yes. How are you doing this?
Oh my god. Well, first and foremost, I have 3 jobs. So you guys, as an independent artist, I feel like something that
you said 3 jobs?
Yes, girl.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah. I feel like as an independent artist, I feel like you have to be real with what your circumstances, your realities, and like your goals are. And I feel like once you place those down, you can like move forward with like what you want to do, right? Having an amazing support system like you guys, having creatives, friends that are creative as well is like super important, because obviously this is gonna make it easier for you, like as an independent artist. But I feel like for me, well, I started like solita, like I started by myself. I feel like when I compose music, I see colors.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm creating music, I'm already kind of like picturing in my head like what the music video is going to be. Like the
As you're making it, you're kind of like the wheels are turning in your head.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That's very cool.
That is my personal like, creative process. And I know like for everybody's maybe different. I love visuals. And I feel like maybe I'm a dancer as well, so I feel like maybe for me could come easier to create concepts like around like my songs and stuff.
And the fashion too. We have to touch on that because apart from, the visuals of like the music video and things like that, I feel like you tie in a lot of the fashion into it too, which is super important, So like we gotta talk about that too because the fashion, like who is styling you? Do you like style yourself for the most part, or do you kind of, like you said, community help support?
Yeah, I feel like if you guys go stalk me on my social media, YETZIRAH is right there. Go follow me.
Go stalk right now.
Yeah, go stalk right now. You could see like also my process with like fashion. I feel like desde abajo I had long blue navy blue hair.
Yeah, navy blue hair.
Yes, and it was long all the way.
Was that during that time that you were in the television show?
No, it was after.
Okay, I'm gonna go home and scroll.
She's like, I gotta stop.
Yeah, I gotta say this.
Yeah, so I feel like the more you know yourself, and I feel like you can see that too in like my creative process, like the know that I got to know myself, the better I got with my look and what I like and how I dress myself, because I feel like now it's just kind of like an instant thought. Like I didn't know what I like. I look at my closet, I'm like, okay, cool, and then that's it. I feel like before I would like go shopping and be super stressed about the outfit, and I feel like it was because I also didn't know myself a lot, like I didn't know what I like, what looked good on me, what I like wearing, what it made me feel empowered, what it made me feel comfortable. So I feel like that's very important as like, an artist.
It's so important that you mentioned the fact that you believe your videos and work as the creative process. A lot of artists don't do that. A lot of artists are, I guess there's different ways of doing it, but I, as a consumer, as someone who's a fan of many artists, I love when I can see the artists go from A to Z to X to W, everything. Yeah. I love seeing that journey. I like seeing the different stages. That's why I love Madonna. Like, she is, you see everything.
I can see everything. I love like talking about very transitional artists, and I feel like I love transitional art. Like my pieces, like the pieces that I kind of like paint, are very also transitional. Like I leave them there, and then I go back and paint or paint on top. Like very mixed media. So I feel like it's what it builds you, and you can see it, and you can see the transitions. Like Miley Cyrus, I love her. You could see all of the transitions that she has had.
I need her wig.
Yeah, I need her Hannah Montana. Yes. Oh my gosh, she erased me. I was told by friends, I'm like, I'm the Mexican Hannah Montana. I go to work in the morning today. Went to work, went to dance class, came to the radio show, and we're here.
No, I'm that. They don't know.
No. I have longer hair in the mornings, you guys. Just kidding.
No.
But yeah, so I feel like fashion just kind of got intertwined like along the way. I'm a girly also, so I love makeup and I love pretty things. I'm a Libra, so I'm very into visuals, and most definitely I would say like creating, for example, like my biggest video that I've ever done has been Isitabas. I had to travel to Guadalajara right when the pandemic was starting. I had to learn the choreography over FaceTime.
Oh, wow.
I got to Guadalajara, I had rehearsal, the next day we were shooting, and then I came back on that same night. So it was like a 2-day like traveling, and I feel like you also learn by doing. Like you need to do your 10,000 hours. And that's something that a lot of artists don't want to do, and I feel like that's where like failure is, because it's not just about knowing how to do content and knowing how to do like marketing. You also need to know how to treat people, how to build relationships, what you want in the camera, what type of shots. Educate yourself before you are shooting something. Don't waste people's time. Like, I feel like that was something that really prepped me. Like, when I went to the, producers and people that were going to record it, I was like, in this minute, I want this shot. I want this color. This is supposed to be like, and I feel like it made everybody's like working process so much easier.
Right.
And the way that executing everything is like easier too. And maybe I could say that it's me maybe coming from a background where I was a dancer and I was involved in like big productions since I was very little. So just kind of seeing teachers like, oh, get the costume for the little girls. This, that, like everything has to have time to like all of this. And maybe now, like as an adult and as my own boss, dealing with my own career, I try to like, use those tips that I got, like use all of your skills are transferable. So, like just put those into work and really trying to make it work, with the budget that you got. Sometimes you don't have budget and you just gotta do it.
That part on making it work.
Yeah, you gotta make it work, especially as a woman, as a Latina, like you have to.
We do gotta touch on this too because, social media, I feel like also as an independent artist, it is your resume. And oftentimes we are posting like these really cool and beautiful moments in the career path that we have. But obviously behind the scenes, there's things that happen. There's trials, tribulations, tears, blood, sweat,
a lot of tears.
Yeah. So like, is there a time where you would say maybe you were just like, I kind of want to throw in the towel, or you had a moment of like
every day, every day.
Okay.
Like, yes, I feel like Sol, Aris, Dorado, all of my colleagues that are like la nueva generación de músicos, like the new generation that is coming, we're making the señora songs now. When you guys get older, you put your kids
Señora era.
It's gonna be my songs, most likely. So, we talk about it a lot, and I feel like it's very important also to associate with other independent artists, because only another independent artist is going to know what you're going through. Your family is not going to fully understand. Your friends are not going to fully understand. It's very hard because, there's so many artists, and it's sometimes social media can be a lot for a lot of us, So it's like, oh, why would I even keep doing music if there's like this big artist that has a, $1 million budget against my tiny, like cute little project that I made with my friends.
Cute but mighty.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like we let that consume us and eat our heads and eat our art. But at the end of the day, you gotta remember that you're making it, you have it in your mind and you have it in the vision because it's going to happen. Like it came to you for a reason, and you should try to like make it work and like just do it the best that you can do it and have fun with it and learn. Because also majority of the times, for example, for myself, I can't make music that I'm not living. Like I can't just imagine fake scenarios and fake stories of things that have not happened to me personally as a writer. So I'm like, oh, this is the season of my life. I'm gonna write this, that, and I must like let it go because if it came to me, it's because of something. So maybe you're trying to release something for yourself, or maybe you're trying to carry something and release it for the community, or for your family. Like, it's very healing. Making music is like very, very healing.
I love the fact that, one, you're vulnerable. People can see as well. If you're just tuning in, we're live here at KQVH LA in Boyle Heights. We're with YETZIRAH, who's talking about a lot of the process and, just going down the rabbit hole of what it is and what it takes to be an independent artist, from creative work to the writing process. We are going to touch on the community because you do have a big community.
Thank you.
But there is one more song from your debut EP.
That's for the baddies.
Yes.
I wrote this for the baddies intentionally.
So it's called Bon Bon de Coco. And for some reason, I cannot say bonbon in Spanish. It's a very hard word for me to say.
Bonbon.
But bonbon de coco is like marshmallow of like coconut.
Yeah. Coconut marshmallow.
There you go. Coconut marshmallow. So sorry, Mom.
Enjoy.
I'm gonna practice my Spanish more. But yes, we're gonna be playing Bombón de Coco by YETZIRAH for the baddies. Ooh, yeah. We are back. You're listening to Next Stop Radio. We've been playing music from YETZIRAH's debut EP. And if you have just tuned in, we are a bi-weekly radio show. We encourage and uplift independent artists. That's the whole point of Next Stop Radio. Also, just to let y'all know that the next stop is whatever you want it to be. I know we're, very used to the hustle and bustle, but your next stop, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, can also be, my next stop is to rest. My next stop is to check on my mental health. This is a show where we show the process of being an artist, of putting your work out there, and ultimately being vulnerable, because I do believe your friends are icons in the making, okay? Mm-hmm. You never know. Okay. You never know. But if y'all blow up, tag me, send me some money on Cash App. I'm like, I mean, oh, you love No, but for real, like, we are all icons in the making, and I think it's super important that we put our work out there. If you're listening and you have a project that you've been itching to put out, this is the time to put it out, okay? YETZIRAH, wait, what are we talking about, okay?
Okay, so this was Bombón de Coco.
Bombón de Coco. Okay, Bombón de Coco.
It's kind of like bonbon.
Bonbon,
like 15.
I'm gonna practice.
So, yes. So I made this last song, so now that you guys kind of heard, first, second, and third, we kind of have, the spectrum of, what love is, right? The first one is a little bit more, I'm protecting this that is so precious to me. The second one is just, I want to tell you that I love you with my whole heart, and, this is the only way that I can express it to you. It could be to your mom, to your partner, to your friends. And then the third one is just kind of I want her to recover that kind of self-love, because I feel for women, especially, we're so invested, right? We're so invested in our partners. We're so invested in our relationship. And sometimes it's kind of easy to start getting zoomed by
consumed a little bit, yeah.
And I wanted something that was just kind of hug the femininity in a sound way, and also kind of remind you that I already did the job that I had to do to be a good partner.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying solo Dios sabe lo que yo te rezado, amor. Only God knows how much I pray and I did my work to be in this healthy relationship. So just coming back to that security and confidence, that I'm I don't gotta overcompensate to now be here. I can just enjoy and enjoy and being here, because I feel as a woman can be sometimes a little hard. So yeah, that was the whole spectrum. Obviously I feel everybody needs to visit different, which is beautiful, and I feel that's the whole purpose. When I make music, I feel she's her own. I just kind of bring it down, I'm a little vortex, and then she does her cute little healing that she needs to do with people and the audience and whoever she gets to touch. So yeah, this was the EP. If you guys loved it, go stream it. It's now in Spotify. My name is spelled YETZIRAH. YETZIRAH.
You're the only one.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're the only one. Yeah, and that is actually my real name. So, yeah, the people that always ask me, they're like, "Oh,
what's your artist name?" Yeah,
that's my name. So you guys are actually meaning the real person.
I love that. I love that we got through all 3 songs. PaRa y Por AmOR. Again, it's available on all streaming platforms. It's available now to consume. Okay, whether you're in your self-love healing era, in your romantic lover girl, lover boy area, baddie area, everyone deserves love. Okay. Okay. Before we wrap up with YETZIRAH, because I could talk to you about being an artist and creating this world for hours. But we do have to talk about a special organization that you're a part of that also uplifts Latinos, because I think that's so important. And it's called Domingueando.
Yes,
Talk to us about
it. Okay, so if you guys have not heard of Domingueando, you guys are in Los Angeles area. We're a platform that just kind of enhances the community right here of like Latinos. Either you're a vendor, you design clothes, you have your little business, especially obviously like the music and the art. We curate Latin artists to be able to perform and showcase their art to our community. I feel like it's very important for us to support each other and have each other's back. And for me, I didn't have this when I was younger, you know. I wish I had this when I was 19, when I was 20. And it took my time to get to build my friendships and like, you know, relationships. And now that I'm able to collaborate with Ecstasies and Chaco and like a lot of our, you know, board of members that, you know, make Domingueando, and we're able to take under our wing, you know, like newer artists. Like sometimes I see like other female artists that are younger and they're like newer, and I'm like, oh, you know, like cute little FYI.
Yeah, watch
Tips.
out
Like
for each
I,
other.
yeah, like I love like being able to just protect women, and like I don't want women to go through the stuff that I went through when I was younger. It was very unfortunate, and I feel like if I can hold that space for them and like help each other and like push each other, what a beautiful, wonderful thing. Because we're stronger when we're together, and we're stronger when we work together towards the same goal than when we're like pushing and throwing each other, you know? So Domingueando, it's a community event. We represent El Sonido de Hoy y Mañana.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh, say
This is the
Spanish
Spanish
for me.
101 right here for this episode. I'm serious. I'm excited.
I do, yes. We are collaborating with Jared Muros and Muros Market. I'm pretty sure you guys heard of them. They're a fabulous, fun markets, you know, all around Los Angeles. So if you guys wanted to go ahead and see and hear me perform this fabulous EP live, I'm going to be performing on June 20th. You guys go follow me on social media. I have the flyer, and you guys can go ahead and see all the details. And also for the San Bernardino area, if you guys,
Ooh, the IE.
yes,
What's happening over there?
Ooh, okay, so there's a Chicano Elegance event happening, which I'm also going to be performing at the end of the month. Is going to be June 20th. You guys, if you want to know a little bit more about either of these events, you can go to my page or you can go to their page. It's domingueando.com, chicanoelegance.com. Check obviously the other artists. We have an amazing lineup for other people as well, representing our culture, representing the sound. And I would love to see you all. Come say hi. Yes, don't be shy.
We are
Come take a
definitely
picture.
going to check this out. I'll be posting all information regarding YETZIRAH, the upcoming events.
Events and perform an artist, and you want to go and perform, reach out to me. I would love to like get you in, talk about music. And also, you guys, we have a song dropping in July with a Mexico City. Yes,
Exclusive here.
exclusive.
Please send it to us.
Yes, I will
Yes,
send
yes,
it to you guys. You will be the first ones to listen to. Another independent artist from Mexico City. His name is Juice Acosta, and it's going to be a Sirreño funk. So if you guys are ready to party this summer, tune in, follow us, follow Next Stop Radio as well as myself. We're gonna keep you updated.